Welcome back. Advocate Nwako Ramatlhodi made startling claims about former President Jacob Zuma's relationship with the Gupta family at the state capture inquiry. He's alleged Zuma defended the Indian business family for helping his children. And for now, his claims remain unchallenged. Here's Aaron Bates.
Please raise your right hand and say, "So help me God."
So help me God.
Introducing Advocate Nwako Ramatlhodi, the first witness to so clearly put the former president front and center of state capture claims.
This relationship of yours with these guys is toxic. Why don't we end it? And we can talk as high and as loud as we like. When we finish, when he closed the meeting, he says, those people are my friends because they helped my children when I was a persona non grata. They helped Duduzane, they helped Edward, they gave them jobs.
As for the ANC,
you can characterize that period as a season of madness in the organization. We couldn't understand the grip. You know, it's like a python, and when a python wraps itself around you, unless somebody takes out the tail from the soil, you are finished.
Once he was appointed minister, he claims alleged captors wasted no time.
I got a call from the president's son, Duduzane Zuma, who wished to see me and convey his congratulations in person.
He reckons the aim was a pact with the Guptas and claims the Guptas hosted events at their Cape Town home during a mining indaba. They'd invite ministers and business people.
It was a show-off, as far as you are concerned, of this family showing that they've actually captured.
They were disrespectful of the president. They were disrespectful of the president, of the country. They were disrespectful of us.
Aaron Bates, Johannesburg.
Staying with the state capture inquiry, Malusi Gigaba has been accused of lying yet again, this time by former SAA board chair Cheryl Carolus. Gigaba apparently wrote a letter in August 2012 saying he knew SAA's financial statements were complete. But a month later, he wrote to Parliament claiming they were incomplete. Soon after this incident, several SAA board members resigned. Now, Carolus claims a less critical board led by Dudu Myeni then followed. Aaron Bates has the story.
If so, please state, "I truly affirm."
I truly affirm.
Thank you.
Former SAA Chair Cheryl Carolus has implicated former Public Enterprises Minister Malusi Gigaba.
He was lying to the minister, to the Speaker of the House.
If indeed, factually, he knew, but went on to write to the Speaker of Parliament and said something that was not true, you can understand how serious that can be.
He has been quite central to a lot of wrongdoing in many of the state-owned enterprises.
Carolus reports Gigaba was obsessed with SAA's route to Mumbai.
So within weeks of arrival, he makes this a priority. He calls for a meeting with myself and the CEO.
And gave private Indian company Jet Airways direct access to SAA senior management.
The minister hardly made any contribution to the discussion.
No, he made no contribution to the discussion. He just allowed the president of Jet Airways to effectively lead the meeting.
Now you have people outside of government, actually from another country, coming and effectively saying, you people must terminate this route. You must stop being involved in this route. In effect, is that right?
No, that is indeed correct, sir.
Isn't that very strange?
Carolus says SAA resisted pressure to advertise with the new age.
Tuesday, we will be able to advise the public by way of a media statement on Monday. We adjourn.
Hearings provisionally resume next week, Tuesday. Aaron Bates, Johannesburg.
Eskom has painted a gloomy picture of a company living beyond its means. The power utility has announced its financial results for the 6 months to September. Plagued by corruption as part of the state capture project, Eskom is now struggling to keep head above water. ENCA senior business reporter Dimakato Tugwana has the details.
Eskom's chairman, Jabu Mabuza, says the power utility is in a precarious financial position with huge debt levels and constraints in revenue. This is unsustainable, he says, and may engender concerns about the power utility status as a going concern if not addressed.
Eskom, as it is conceived and operating today, is not sustainable. If we do nothing and just sit tight, it's not going to be long before we talk of Eskom in historic terms. We are locked into a permanent loss-making position.
Eskom's profit before tax is down from 8.9 to just 1 billion rand. Net profit is down 89% to a mere 671 million rand from 6.3 billion rand. Municipal debt has ballooned to 17 billion rand, with hopes a solution will be found soon. Some good news on the liquidity front. There's been an improvement, with 73% of funding for the current financial year secured and 22% already in place for next year. Government has stretched Eskom's 350 billion rand guarantee, of which 252 billion has already been used. On Tuesday, Eskom announced it had entered into a loan agreement with the African Development Bank totaling over 3 billion rand. CEO Pagamani Hajebe says he cannot guarantee to keep the lights on for the rest of the year. He cites constraints with coal supply as a result of problems with Gupta-owned supplier Tegeta.
On the coal side, we are facing challenges. And because of these challenges, we have found ourselves utilizing more and more of emergency resources. Despite having a recovery program and despite having listed some of the success stories, unfortunately, load shedding cannot be ruled out. We will do our best, and that's what we've been doing, but South Africans have to know that it's a risk that is existing.
The power utility says it's reviewing NERSA's decision of a 5.3% tariff increase and is currently implementing a strategic turnaround plan that will save 32 billion rand. Dimakato Tugwana, Johannesburg.
The family of a slain ANC Limpopo councillor is convinced that his killing was a plot because none of his valuables were taken. Thabang Maupa was known for his fierce criticism of the VBS scandal. He was killed on Monday night in Burgers Fort. His colleague was wounded during the shooting. ENCA reporter Moloko Moloto and cameraman Muraga Mpapuli have the story.
ANC members gathered at the house of 42-year-old Thabang Maupa to mourn their fallen comrade. Maupa was killed for what some believe was his public criticism of his municipality, Phetakgomo Tubatsi's decision to unlawfully invest 245 million rand in VBS Bank. His brother says Maupa had previously told him he feared for his life.
Yeah, he told me about that 2 weeks back. He told me that, Manage, this time man, I'm feared for my life because I've been on a meetings with the guys and then we don't agree with. So most of the time it's some lot of fights like that.
When Thabang Maupa and his wife parted ways on Monday night outside their business premises, little did they know that he would breathe his last minutes afterwards. The outspoken critic of the VBS scandal died in a hail of bullets. He was not shy from criticizing and calling for the resignation of his fellow ANC councillors, including the mayor of Phetakgomo Tubatsi municipality. While the voice of Maupa has been silenced, it remains to be seen if this will mute the growing dissent here over corruption and maladministration.
Maupa's murder has revived memories of the 2006 killing of Leka Lekalakala, the former speaker of Mogalakwena municipality and that of political activist Pete Bale in 2014. Although the police are hoping that a 50,000 rand reward will lead to the arrest and possible conviction of Maupa's killers, the murders of Lekalakala and Bale remain unresolved.
We want to stop this here and now to make sure that this thing does not go to other areas. This matter must be attended with the seriousness it deserves, and we are saying whoever's got information must bring information. Limpopo is a province of peace.
While the killing of Maupa raises many questions, it's unclear if the family will ever get answers. Molo Kumoloto, Begersfort, Limpopo.
Still to come, Oprah Winfrey is encouraging young South Africans born into poverty and unemployment to never give up.